Sharingan to effortlessly read their movements, and uses a really badass, cool-looking taijutsu combo, landing powerful hits on both of them. I'm imagining something like he did with the Mist brothers in the previous arc, but in a different way. This exchange will serve to make Sasuke—
Ah, bro, he's knocking him back. I don't care what you say. The only reason they don't go flying is because of the chain.
That's not flying.
Yeah, because their chain
he
is
didn't send them
chained
flying,
to the
as I said.
tree.
Okay. You concede. He didn't send them flying.
He did send them flying.
No, he didn't.
Yes, he did. They are off.
They're not flying.
The ground.
If anything, they're going down towards the ground.
No, they aren't.
They look extreme. Did with
Yeah,
the
they
Mist
are.
brothers previous arc,
the
but in a
height of
different
their
way.
heads
This exchange will
decreases.
serve to make—
No,
Look,
bro.
they're
if anything,
falling
no.
down.
No, it's because the camera angle. They're
No.
going this way and this way. He's kicking them around.
Yeah, they're going
Naruto.
diagonally down to the right. They're going down.
No,
their
they
heads are
aren't.
going down.
They're going around Naruto.
Their heads are... Rewind it at 0.25 times speed.
Bro. Okay, this is gonna take forever to get to it. It is right.
Both of them. I'm imagining something like he did with the Mist brothers in the previous.
Of course you find it funny. You probably want to watch the whole video like this now.
In a different way.
See, first of all, he's kicking them straight, not down.
I know, but look.
This
Their heads are going down.
No, it isn't. Their heads are rotating.
Down is happening. Because of the chains, I don't care. They're not flying. They're going down towards the ground. Especially the guy in the front. Yes, look, it's literally happening. Their arms are getting closer to the ground too.
That's not how bodies work. It's like
Look
a
at the-
stick. This part is going to go down while this part goes up. The point is their middle momentum part is going flying backwards. They're not going to fall straight to the ground. They're going to go around. This guy's going to go into the bushes.
More of them is close
over here.
because of the chains. The chains are changing things, so that more of them got closer to the ground.
Why would the chain... Explain the chains.
The chains are holding him, so the guy's front leg isn't flipping up because it's almost anchoring him to the ground, and as we see, his arm and head is getting closer to the ground, so in total, more of his body got closer to the ground.
No,
Rewind it, watch.
No, I disagree. Based on the momentum, they're airborne.
Rewind it and watch.
From what we've already rewound it and watched multiple times. Based on the momentum, they are airborne.
Yeah, and look at them. Look at them getting closer. Only getting closer to the ground, especially this front guy.
Well, first of all, this front guy's getting closer
His
to the camera.
butt's getting closer to the ground too.
This guy is getting closer to the camera.
It's not a camera angle optical illusion. It's not Oculus. He's just getting close to the ground. I don't care if it makes no sense. It's what's happening.
Oculus didn't use that at all. And I didn't say it was an ocular illusion. It's not an illusion, I agree. That's not what I'm saying with the camera angle.
Okay, he's getting close to the ground then.
No, you're just wrong.
No, it's what's fucking happening.
Nah.
His shadow's even getting bigger because he's getting close to the ground.
Sasuke is even going upwards. Sasuke's gonna fly above Naruto.
Okay. Okay.
And
but I didn't say anything about Sasuke.
And look at their arms as well.
You could argue Sasuke's not going upwards. It's actually the other guy. Well, his leg is going upwards, but the other guys are going down.
See, I think you're thinking about this as if this was real time, in which case, yeah, if you did an exercise like this, you would be falling over if you were, like, pulling on the chain. I agree. That's not what's happening here. They're moving extremely quickly.
What do you mean in real time? This is in real time.
No, this is extremely slowed down.
Also, I want you to think about this in reverse. Okay, when you rewind it now, look. You're curling yourself back up with the chains is the reverse. You're bringing yourself from the groundish back up with your strength. You're pulling yourself in. So what's the reverse? When you get kicked, you go closer to the ground. The eccentric of the movement.
See, but that would only work if it wasn't
That's the
flowed,
concentric right there.
because their feet aren't grounded.
They're on the ground.
They're not on the ground.
Well, one of the guys is
Their feet
anyway.
are flying off of the
The
ground.
other guy just. No, only one of those. One of
So
them is
assuming
on the
they
ground. At least
aren't
move the
chained-
subtitles out of the.
Assuming they aren't chained,
They're
where are
clearly
they
on the
landing?
ground. The front guy.
Assuming they aren't chained, do you think he's landing like here,
Well,
and this
that's
guy's
nothing
landing like
to
here?
do with my discussion, though. That's irrelevant to the discussion. That's a fallacy. One of the names. I don't know which one it is, but it's not the one. You shouldn't be doing it.
Okay. Well, you don't need to know the name. Can you explain the fallacy?
Where you're trying to argue something else that's not what we're debating. Because my premise is based off these chains being there. This guy, especially the front guy, specifically what I'm focused on, is getting closer to the ground. That's all I'm saying. He's not flying. He's getting closer to the ground.
No, this
He's
does
landing, if
matter
anything.
because it's about Sasuke's kick, not the chains. The chains are included, but it's not about the chains.
No, because my thing is he's getting closer to the ground. So if the chains or the kick is the reason, doesn't matter which. The point is what the end result is what I'm discussing.
In fact, that would only help me because, again, they're like angle turning in an angle. The chain is like hooked, anchored above them. If they were to like go to the extent of their chain, they're going upwards based on the upward slant of the chain.
Sasuke kicked them down that hard. I agree.
That's not how the laws of physics work. The chain isn't extending.
Well, then it makes no sense, and that's fine, because I'm not arguing whether it makes sense. I'm saying, watch the video. The guy is getting closer to the ground.
No, let me
That's all.
Let me make it clear this way. So
No, Oodie, there's no explanation to be had. Watch the clip.
That's
He
just
got closer to
ignorant
the ground.
then.
End of story.
No, he didn't, because we're talking about the middle point, which is what matters.
No, all of him gets closer. None of him rises up.
No, we'd be talking about this middle point. So what happens is there's no way to rotate this.
Rewind the clip.
We've seen the clip 20 times. What's happening here is his head
Do it again.
is moving this direction, where his feet are going to move this direction. In total,
First of all, I
he's
can't see
rising.
what you're doing.
Okay. You should have started with that.
But second of all, it doesn't matter. You're going to make all these explanations that aren't happening in the clip.
It is
I
happening.
don't care
in
if
the
it
clip.
makes no sense.
Okay, you can't just say
No,
rewind
it's
the
not.
clip and just say you're right. Using the same nonsense you've been using.
This isn't the clip. This is him.
Yeah. So what's happening here, his head is moving
Okay.
this direction. I'm sure you agree. Whereas
His legs aren't moving up.
his feet would be, well,
They're not
moving in
doing
this
that
direction.
in the clip.
I don't care about the clip.
First of all, they're not doing that in the clip.
I don't care
Second
about
of all, put it back to where it was.
Yeah.
What do you mean you don't care?
It's not relevant to
So
this.
first of all, you don't have him on the midpoint. So put it back to the original.
Okay, well, you said put that one back.
Okay.
Not both.
So that's the first thing.
Uh-huh.
Okay, so that's the first thing. So first of all, this isn't even in the midpoint of him because this is too low. You would have to change it because he's not perfect. Like the middle of his body would be a little bit higher than this.
Technically, then it'd be
but-
like this because that's the middle of his legs.
If you want to try to go for like his angle, kind of.
Well, that's what I've been
I
arguing.
mean, that's
Yeah,
not really a perfect
his angle is changing in this direction, but his overall body is moving upwards.
It's not though.
Like he's
All
basically
that's happening
doing a
is
backflip.
put the bottom where it was. Put the bottom where it was before. Okay. This is what's happening in the clip. Take your top, move it
Yeah,
down.
you think this
like
is
you
happening.
were. Like
You think
okay.
this is happening,
In the clip, that's all that he's doing. Yeah.
but that's not what's happening.
That's what's happening in the clip. Whether or not it makes no
We've
sense.
seen the full clip. We know what happens.
Do it again.
What, the clip?
Yes. Of the Demon Brothers. His foot is not It's only leaning back. His foot isn't moving out. It's only leaning.
What about the other guy whose foot is clearly rising?
The other guy would be more interesting to discuss, but even he, I don't think his midpoint is. I think his midpoint's just staying the same.
The other guy's clearly
equaling
going up,
out,
at
but
the very least. I think there's no contention there.
the other guy's going more back, just normal. The guy in the back's moving more normally.
The guy in the back
guy
is
in
like
the front.
doing a high jump. If you've ever seen track, it's like they're doing the thing where their hips are going up and over the bar.
Yes.
Yeah, so he's going upwards
Yes.
currently. It's almost like Yoroi versus Sasuke. This like towards the upwards peak, but not quite there at the apex of their upperness.
I would say the guy in the back's doing more what you're saying, but I'm arguing the guy in the front, and I hope you can see that the guy in the front is, I don't care if it makes no sense. He's doing what I said.
Now, I understand the clip cuts off and that it only looks like his foot is angled, but based on this, you can tell his foot would be going up and off of the ground.
No, it doesn't do it at all.
Not in the clip.
He just lands on the ground.
Not in this
He
clip.
just lands on the ground based on what's shown.
He doesn't land on the ground
Nope.
based on
In
what's
this
shown.
clip, he would just, based off what's shown in the clip, he would just land on the ground.
And we've seen the full clip.
If it can, well, he lets go in the actual thing, but
Well, no, he wouldn't just land on the ground because, again, he's anchored here, so he would fly a little bit up before landing on the ground over here.
No, he wouldn't fly a little bit up. What would happen actually is, look, he would just stop right here and say, ugh, I can't get loose, and then let go like he does.
No, I don't think so, because then his foot would be grounded. Because his foot is angling, that shows you there's not pressure or weight on the foot. It wouldn't angle then.
It's still grounded. It's still grounded.
Grounded in terms of putting weight on it. His momentum's flying upwards, which is why his foot is being angled.
More than 0 pounds of force is on it. There is weight on it. It's no, yes, I can. It's on the ground, therefore there's weight on it. The foot has weight. There's no way around that.
A rocket leaving the ground is not putting weight on the ground.
The foot isn't leaving the ground. It's on the ground.
That's circular.
Oodie, if his foot is touching the ground, there's weight on the foot. There's no way around it. Until it's off the ground, there's just no way around that.
Not if the foot has
I don't care how
upwards momentum. It doesn't matter if there's a point of contact.
It still has weight while it's touching the ground.
No.
Until it releases from the ground.
We're not saying if it has a point of contact. No. It depends on the momentum.
No, if it's touching the ground, there's weight on the foot on the ground. There's no way around it. It doesn't matter its momentum. It's still there.
I can easily disprove that. You know how? Because hypothetically, if I could just levitate, okay, if I can levitate in midair, and I'm levitating while on the ground, I'm applying 0 pressure onto the ground while touching it.
You're not, what? You're not, what? You're not on the ground if you're levitating in the air.
If I'm levitating on the ground, I said.
What does levitating on the ground mean? Standing on the ground?
It means if there was no ground beneath me, then I wouldn't fall.
You're not levitating. If you're on the ground, you're not levitating.
Levitating would just mean that you don't fall. It doesn't matter what you're on.
But if you're on the ground, you're not levitating.
Well, no, this is why you have the phrase levitating in midair. That'd be redundant otherwise.
Levitate definition. Rise or cause to rise or and hover in the air. Yeah, they are saying it redundantly. To rise or float in the air. Without any physical support.
Yeah,
obviously.
If you're
defying gravity. You're not, if you're on the ground, you're not floating in the air.
You would be rising is the point. Without going up.
That's not rising!
My point is that gravity isn't holding you in place. You're going upwards at the 9.8 meters per second that gravity is bringing you downwards. There's zero force being applied. It's like being
That's holding you in place,
space.
then.
It's like being in space. Well, no, it's not holding you in place. You can go wherever you want. Gravity is what's holding you down.
So it's holding you in place because you're not defying it. Like, you're not going beyond it. Until you do that, it's holding you in place.
You know how this definition doesn't make sense? If you jump, then you're rising in the air. That's not levitation.
You're not floating.
It says or.
Then you're temporarily levitating.
No, you're not. You cannot levitate, Kamui.
Temporarily?
No, you do not temporarily levitate. It's not supernatural or magical.
You do. Well, it's just especially by
I
means.
knew
It
you were
doesn't mean
gonna
it
say
has
that.
to be the only way.
What does it mean when you levitate? To rise or float in the air. Okay, it's the same definition. Example of levitation. Simple occurrence of a feather being blown upward by a breeze to magnetic levitation. I don't understand what that means. When a powerful magnet, whatever.
Any of those count. Those so jumping counts technically as levitation. It just doesn't, it's not indefinite, obviously.
Alleged cases of levitation can usually be explained by deception and fraud, such as trickery, illusion, and hallucination. Which one do you choose, Kamui?
Those aren't real levitation. That's true.
Yeah,
no,
I
like
agree. You're right, Kamui. They aren't real.
Those ones aren't real. But anyway, let's get back to the video.
I think I proved my point.
And I think I won that one.
Yeah, I'm sure you do.
Let's let chat decide. Oh, yeah, but you're scared to let them
badass.
decide.
No, I'm not. We just have to do the 80-20 weighting or whatever it was.
That's not how that works.
We take into account bias, okay? It's just removing the bias.
No, because we ask them to be unbiased. Why are they biased against you, Oodie?
Okay. And if Trump asks Republicans to vote
wrong.
unbiased, what do you think happens? Exactly. I don't want to hear your filter bubble
why
effect
are you asking me about
nonsense.
voting? Ask Sour, not me.
Okay.
Like, I know.
Oh, wow, look, Gaara's levitating here. Oh, but he can't be levitating. He's actually falling towards the ground, despite him clearly moving upwards.
The cloak Sasuke is wearing should
Well,
make
he
things
was
even
levitating until he started falling.
Okay.
cooler as he pounds the two stone ninjas, sending them both flying with taijutsu attacks, and they land on the ground next to each other. As they fall down, Sasuke uses...
You know what? Your levitation is the same as Kakazu with immortality. Okay, there's no such thing as levitation. You're just making it up.
No, I'm not. I'm using the definition.
Nah, bro, you
My
gotta
real